Goeiedag! Good day, fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. And just so everybody knows out there that I will be sleeping in on Saturday morning. All that means is my first video that goes up will probably be about midnight Johannesburg time, Friday night, for most of my subscribers who live in South Africa. So nothing's happened. I'm just taking a few extra. Okay. I need it, believe me. And there's a new report out. About 500,000 white South Africans have left the country in the past 3 decades. And Stats South Africa estimates that a further 112,740 will emigrate in the next 5 years. Well, I've got news for Stats South Africa. I would say that'll probably happen in the next 6 months. There are very few people I know on this channel who have the ability now to leave South Africa who aren't already planning the exodus, and they're on their way. And I'm talking a large number of people. And this is only in a few months. You know, it's South Africa is becoming a war zone. And I'm just quoting members of parliament saying that. And other people are saying there's a civil war happening in South Africa. And again, I'm just quoting members of parliament who are saying that. This is not Loving Life saying it, it's what your own elected parliamentarians are saying in South Africa. Is it any surprise that someone who can get the heck out of that place is not making their move? And the really tragic disconnect here are all these Western governments who need exactly the type of people that the minority groups offer, i.e. the whites, the Indians and the coloured in South Africa, and they're kind of sidelining them. It's absolutely tragic. But we're working on that, guys. We're working on that. Now let me get back to the story. Population growth estimates show that the white population declined by 22,250 people from 4.52 million in 2016 to 4.49 million in 2017. Over the same period, the total population increased by 1 million people to 56.62 million. Frans Cronje of the Institute of Race Relations said the white population structure resembles an hourglass after 1994, when many between the ages of 20 and 40 emigrated. Since then, the bottom and top parts of the hourglass have shrunk because the white people who remain had fewer children. The only reason they're having fewer children is because they do not feel secure. Though Stats South Africa couldn't say why whites were leaving, of course they couldn't, emigration agencies believe political instability, crime and uncertainty are reasons cited for leaving. Emma Waldorf, senior consultant at Compass Migration, explained, of late, the reasons for the increase in emigration are simply political reasons, safety reasons, and uncertainty about the future. And you just have to look at the videos I put up this week. Go and look at my archive. And you'll understand why people who've got a brain in their head are thinking twice about staying in the country that they love. This is the hardest thing that they're dealing with. They love South Africa. They don't want to leave South Africa. But this ANC government and their corrupt and inept ways are just forcing the very people they need to actually move forward to leave. That is a great tragedy. This is like a Greek tragedy. It is just incredibly sad. And the ANC government is so friggin' blindsided by racism with their laws like BEE and triple BEE. And just this week, Hippo Eyes, Cyril Ramaphosa says, no, we're not going to get rid of BEE. We're not going to get rid of triple BEE. We're actually going to tighten down on it. It's like putting screws into a carcass that is just kind of just collapsing, because BEE has killed South Africa. You've got incompetent, inept people running departments. Look at just about any municipality in South Africa. Just about anyone. Look, there are probably some which are still operating just, but look at Durban. Look at Johannesburg. Look at Pretoria. Look at, I was going to say Cape Town, but I think Cape Town is still kind of okay, even though they have their issues. You know, all, and the municipalities below. Look at Port Elizabeth. Look at East London. They're all falling in a heap because you've got people who don't know what the hell they're doing running them. And that's a reality check. It's just crazy. Reuven Abbeshouse, migration agent at Migration to Oz, attested to this, adding that inquiries about migrating to Australia have increased in the past 2 years. The common reason clients advance is that there is no certainty about the future of South Africa, so they would rather leave while they still can. Many also cite that they're worried that their children may not have the opportunities that they had because of what is going on in the country, especially with the politics and policies around black empowerment, he said. I've got another word for black empowerment. It's called black privilege. And black privilege does not apply to the wider black community. It applies to the elite. The politicians, the well-connected, the family members, nepotistic, the bureaucrats in senior positions, they're the ones all sucking the carcass dry. Black privilege. That's what it's all about. Anyway, Waldorf said, there is certainly an increase in the number of queries we receive as each month goes by. Not all candidates qualify to go overseas and need to find jobs first. We are finding that this is not only white people wanting to immigrate. We're increasingly getting inquiries from clients who are black, coloured, and Indian. It's right across the board. They're all seeing the ship is sinking and they want to get the hell out of there. And if they can, they will. This is a tragedy of the ANC corrupt, inept government. And people like Ramaphosa, Ace Magashula, you name it, all these politicians, Julius Malema, corrupt as hell, and yet they've got black privilege and they keep on talking about white monopoly capitalism. It is an incredible hypocrisy. I mean, it's a complete red herring. She also said that those who were leaving were skilled professionals, tradespeople, entrepreneurs, and experienced corporate employees. Waldorf said, we are quickly losing all our skilled workers. One option for South Africa is to employ a foreign workforce to continue growing our economy, as we all know how many South Africans feel about that. Well, good luck with that, Waldorf. Who would want to go into a country where you can't travel down a road without fearing it's going to be blocked off by these rioters? That they're going to be home invaded. They're going to have their car hijacked. You know, South Africa's become a rogue state. It's a gangster nation. And it's all because of this inept ANC government under 4 presidents. Mandela, Mbeki, and then you've got the Zuma period, which really screwed things up badly. And now you've got Ramaphosa, who was the man who put together the 1993 ANC document, which is just crazy. Anyway, let's get back to this. To understand the vastness of this, English language testing centres around South Africa are continuously fully booked. This is because applicants need to complete an English language test to qualify to emigrate. It takes months to get a spot to write this test. So this is a cause for concern. Can you believe that? You know, here they are in Parliament saying, frig English, frig Afrikaans, we're going to have Zulu and Xhosa and whatever and da-da-da-da-da, and I've got videos that talk about that. And here there's skilled population who perhaps don't have the required English skills are going on these courses so that they can actually apply to get the hell out of that country. It is just crazy. Abshouse also said, those who decide to leave haven't made a snap decision. Most have been thinking about it for years, but current affairs often push them to make the final call. Let me say this. New Zealand has taken a lot from me. I've begun to suspect that it stalks me like a kind of reaper in all black, cutting down the important people in my life. The first thought was my hairdresser, Jean, the only hair professional I've met who understood that there is a time for chit-chat and a time to allow quiet contemplation of thoughts such as, hell, is that really what I look like, or is this just the lights? One day, with hair so disheveled, it was not acceptable by newsroom standards. I heard the news. Jean has immigrated to New Zealand. Next, a friend of mine from my 20-somethings, we used to rent a house with that charming 20-something feel, furnitureless, echoey rooms, an empty fridge, and beer. Marriage snuck up on him, and one day, out of the Facebook blue, he checked into Auckland. But the most grievous injury by far has been the loss of my honest mechanic, Vern. True Joburgers know there are about 5 honest mechanics in this city. Finding one is like winning the lottery. You don't tell people, you just live out your remaining days in happiness. This is especially true, like me, you live Hitler's car. I call it that because it's a thing of true evil. Even when it's parked in the driveway, it is silently trying to break down. After the dealership was quoted, state captured sums to things saying, Vern would weld one wire together and gruffly say, just give me $50 for the labor. So anyway, look, I will be on probably Saturday morning your time because I'm getting up late. Saturday morning my time. So Friday night, I probably won't be posting much. But please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates and have a great evening. Bye for now.